even my dentist is telling me, Courtney, it might not be that deep. I was like, you know what? Why do I want to get my teeth done? And I cannot deny that social media played a huge part into my desire to have perfect teeth. Hello beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. I hope that you are all doing well. Today we're going to be talking about something a little bit interesting. I almost made the decision to get composite bonding on my teeth. Now I know what some of you are thinking, because literally you tell me all the time, Courtney, your teeth are perfect. You have like the best smile. Thank you very much. But I literally went to a dentist and he was a very good dentist. I remember saying this on a live stream recently. Well, not recently, child. It was during Vlogmas. I said on a live stream that I just went to the dentist to get composite bonding simulations. And someone was like, that dentist is a scammer. How can they give you with like your smile, like the fact that they would even consider giving you veneers? And I was like, listen, a dentist is only going to do what you ask them to do. And they're just going to do the best with what you're asking them to help meet your desire, as well as, you know, do something that actually works for you. And to be very honest, Dr. Kevin, who is the person that I went to, who is absolutely amazing. I will actually leave the details for Dove Dental down below if you are looking for a dentist, because they gave me a nice deep clean on my teeth when I decided that I didn't want to do like composite bonding anymore. But Dr. Kevin was like, Courtney, you need very minimal work. Like, to a degree, this might not even be that serious. So once I started to realize that even my dentist is telling me, Courtney, it might not be that deep, I was like, you know what? Something is making me ask myself questions. Why do I want to get my teeth done? And I cannot deny that social media played a huge part into my desire to have perfect teeth. And I wanted to come and talk about that because I think it's interesting and it's something which a lot of us may actually relate to. So the reason why I even started thinking about getting composite bonding is because if you look at my teeth are not perfectly aligned at the bottom. So is it the smile line or whatever? One of my teeth, I think it's my right one, comes down a little bit further than my left one at the front. And literally that is my only problem with my smile. And I often don't notice it until I'm looking at pictures of myself and I'm like, oh, my smile is slightly uneven. Literally just, guys, it's like less than a millimeter of difference. My right tooth comes down a little bit lower than my left. And it's literally just on the end. And I was hyperfixating on this one flaw, quote unquote flaw of my smile, despite the fact that my teeth are probably one of like my most loved features, not just by other people, but by myself. I was like, I don't like that. Like, I don't like that one thing. And like I said, I began to hyperfixate. Like, it was all that I could see when I started to look at pictures of myself. And it really started to get on my nerves. And couple that with more and more YouTube videos coming onto my feed, maybe the laptops and the computers and stuff are really listening to us, because I was getting a lot of these suggested videos, but also some of my favorite YouTubers, some of my favorite content people, and as well as some people in my lives were getting their teeth fixed. Now, there was definitely a huge difference between their teeth before and after compared to mine, which was going to be completely minor. But seeing people with perfect smiles made me want to perfect my smile even more. And I think with seeing people, you know, going to Turkey, going to the dentist and getting their teeth fixed, I just thought, this is a problem that I can easily fix. Literally, I can just go to the dentist and be like, do something to my teeth, make them even, make them perfect, and they'll do that for me. And that's exactly what I did. So I went to the dentist and I was like, this is what I want to do. They took a scan of my teeth, which is why I have these pictures. And they were like, okay, well, these are what we can do for you. We can give you, you know, teeth really just on the front 2. We can cover the front 10 on the top and the bottom. We can do, you know, cap like full veneers or full composite bonding where we cover your teeth completely. We're only going to have to shave it down just a little bit, or we can just, you know, do like a little bit at the bottom of each tooth just to kind of even it out. But like I said, even my dentist was telling me, Courtney, this is minimal work. Like, this is not, it ain't that deep. but we can even it out, because he could actually see the problem that I was referring to. And of course, this is his trade. He's a dentist. He's going to want me to do something, you know? So, well, not that he's going to want me to do something, but he's going to try and work with what it is that I'm requesting. And so I got there and we looked at it, and I was like, you know what? Send me the simulations. I want to see what it would look like. And when I got the simulations, I could see the difference. But to me, the difference wasn't big enough to justify the cost. I think the more we see cosmetic surgery being done through social media, the more we're like, oh, it's more accessible. Like, let's think about it. Cosmetic surgery and its procedures was something that we usually only saw on the front of newspapers because big boy A-list celebs were doing things to their body. But now more and more ordinary people, quote unquote, are getting cosmetic surgery. And it feels like, you know, you can book a cheap flight to Turkey, or even book a cheap surgery, or a surgery which is more on the affordable side, and it doesn't feel that out of reach anymore to fix something with cosmetic surgery or cosmetic procedure. Not only was I hyperfixated on a minor issue because of the illusion of perfection that exists on social media sometimes, I also it was very easy for me to go and fix the problem. Now, as much as I say it was very easy and it felt like plastic surgery was accessible because I was able to find a doctor who was able to, you know, look at my teeth and give me simulations like that, surgery is actually not as accessible as we think. Let's talk about the price tag, baby. This thing was going to be really expensive. And to be very honest with you, that's what also turned me off doing it. For me, that much investment into my smile for such a minor change was not worth it. It wasn't affecting my confidence that much. It wasn't making me stop smiling. It wasn't making me completely insecure. I just noticed a problem and I was hyperfixating on that problem and I wanted to fix it. And I think with cosmetic surgery, like, I'm definitely not the sort of person who'd be like, cosmetic surgery is bad, don't do it. Like, I've always very much just tried to give a balanced overview. And so if you are someone who wants to get it and it is affecting your confidence, it is making you insecure, it can actually be the fix and the solution that you need to help you kind of grow your confidence in that area. But what I was noticing was my desire for perfection, right? And the fact that I was seeing perfection so much, whether it was cosmetic and engineered or whether it was natural, it felt like there was a pressure to now go and fork out this amount of money. And it was a pressure that I had put on myself. And some could say that social media kind of creates that environment of pressure that makes you feel as though you should go and perfect yourself. And no price tag is too high for that. And I started to realize, actually, no, this price tag is way too high. It's actually way too high because it's not for me. For me, it's actually not worth the investment. The return on this investment is so marginal that it might not even exist for me personally. I was looking at multiple thousands of pounds and I was like, nah, I don't think it's all right. I don't think I could do it. And the reason for that is when I think about the influencer economy and when I think about content creation and the money side of that, and also the aesthetics of content creation, I do see why it would be worth the investment for, say, an influencer to go and pay to get their teeth done, right? You look at yourself constantly. Maybe if you're a celebrity, you're constantly smiling and people have this kind of Hollywood expectation of you that is, you should look perfect. You should look like a model. You should be the beauty standard that people aspire to. And I think with social media and, you know, influencer culture, more and more people, ordinary people, are actually feeling the pressure of that expectation. Whether it's even just to have dazzling white teeth because you're constantly talking on camera, or to go and, you know, get braces or Invisalign or whatever. Like, all of these things exist on a spectrum, right? And so for me personally, I started to realize that for me, it's not worth the return on investment. And actually for most people, and I sit on camera most of the time, you know, we have the podcast, I've got the To My Sister's YouTube channel, I've got this YouTube channel, I'm doing, you know, guest speaking at different places. I'm smiling in people's pictures all the time. And so it may have been, because of my visibility, it may have been worth investing in my aesthetics in that way. But even I came to the conclusion that for me personally, because of what my starting point is, this is a minor issue that I'm fixating on and trying to make perfect, which actually doesn't really exist as a problem. And this isn't to gaslight myself. My right tooth is definitely longer than my left one. But for me, spending that much money to correct a minor thing, which most people actually do not notice until I point it out, wasn't worth it. But also when I think about other people, most people's line of work, you're not as visible as most people. And I see that some people are going to get their teeth done, especially young women as well. They're going to get their teeth done or something corrected about their body. When is it actually going to be that much worth the return on investment? Now, I don't really want to touch on this point too much in terms of counting other people's pockets and telling people what is worth doing for them and their lives. Like I said, for some people, fixing their smile or getting that cosmetic surgery or getting those injections is going to boost their confidence tenfold. And for some people, there is no price tag that is too high for that kind of result or that kind of transformation, right? However, I do think it's important to kind of inspect where our beauty standards come from and whether they're even achievable. Really and truly, should we all be walking around here with perfect teeth? Like, and when I say perfect, I mean like the porcelain, composite, like, you can tell what kind of, when somebody's teeth is a bit fake. And I don't hate teeth. I love some of my friends that have done composite bonding or veneers or whatever. I look at them and I'm like, damn, you look so good. So good. And I do think for some people it is a great solution to their problems, right? Or a great solution to whatever they want to fix. And so I feel like I need to make this disclaimer so many times. I am not against it, but I do think it's important to kind of inspect for ourselves. Are we trying to pursue perfection to a degree where it begins to become a little bit damaging or a little bit foolish to spend so much money on marginal difference, right? To spend so much money on becoming perfect when actually for the majority of us, we're actually okay. Like, we're actually great, right? We haven't had accidents with our teeth. We haven't, been smoking for 95 years and our teeth are like rotting, right? Most of us, we are normal. We have our teenage teeth. We have the teeth that we've had from childhood and they're actually okay. But there may be something that feels a little bit imperfect about it, which instead of going down the long process of maybe getting Invisalign or braces, seems to be way more easily corrected by doing something which is quite life altering, like shaving your teeth down and getting fake teeth put on top of it. And also economically, for a lot of us, this might not actually make sense. And I think it's important to also illustrate that there are consequences to the choices that we make, which far outlive our youth, right? Being older and having fake teeth is going to definitely affect your dental practices and the amount of time you're going to need to go to the dentist. And if you've gone to a dentist abroad, are you going to always have access to them? Are other people going to want to work on your teeth? And what does that mean for if your teeth chip or if you need something to be removed? I don't know the technicalities, talk to Dr. Kevin. But for me personally, I think it's important for us to illustrate, especially for young people, that this thing is not the perfect cookie cutter answer, right? And just because you feel like you can book an appointment today and be gone tomorrow and do it, doesn't mean you necessarily should. All of these decisions should definitely be pondered on. And I'm sure if you are thinking about doing it, you've thought about it for a long time. But where I kind of came to the conclusion of for myself was that, Courtney, it is not that deep, right? The issue that you have with your body is so minor, but you're magnifying it by constantly fixating on it, by constantly staring and comparing yourself and comparing your smile to what you think perfection as actually is. But actually, there are so many people who are looking at my teeth thinking your teeth are perfect. And I just don't see that. And I think working for me on just not hyperfixating on what is wrong and actually just deciding that this is actually not a flaw per se that is worth thousands of pounds, but it's also not a flaw that is worth me thinking my confidence should be damaged in some way or like I am inferior to anybody. And making that decision for myself was huge. Making that decision for myself was really helpful. And so that's why I decided to not get my teeth done. Truth of the matter is, I wasn't going to spend my money on that. Basically, no deep reason. I wasn't going to spend my money on that. It was too much. It was just too much. Now, if I had found it cheaper, would I have done it? See, this is why we have to talk about cost and value. Do you get what I mean? Cost and value, the economics of this thing. But definitely I'm okay with my teeth right now. I'm actually okay with my teeth right now. And I think I will be for the rest of my life. Hopefully nothing happens to them. But like I said, I'm definitely not against surgery. I hope that this video kind of just puts some thoughts into your head. If you are looking to have surgery, but also I want to know your thoughts on, do you feel like social media is creating this false illusion of perfection, or this false standard of perfection, or even this unachievable, not me giving you synonyms, unachievable standard of perfection? And how do you think that is impacting us as a generation of young people, a generation of women? Let me know your thoughts down below. I really do want to hear them, and definitely subscribe to my channel if you want more content like this. Let me know what you'd like for me to talk about. Definitely like this video if you did like it, and I will talk to you very, 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 very soon. As always, stay beautiful and stay blessed. Mwah.